Frequency 1836 482. Armarium Vox Aeterna.
The Strangemen's No Access Radio.
Episode 12. Education. Welcome to all students who have just left college, ex-military servicemen, recently disproven academics, Time Warner's best-selling magazine, space travelers from an alternate dimension, Gary. Welcome to another day in Maxwell's University for the study of the unnormal. Class schedule is still the same as it's always been on a Wednesday. Line 1, Line 5, free period, secret line, Line 7, Line free period, Line Lime, and Line 5 again. Class time will be measured in egg cups and will last for as long as the teachers want it to. The Mad Science building is closed for renovations, mostly to fix the damages caused by the several chemical explosions that occurred when mixing the mysterious isotope X with Gatorade. All Mad Science, Regular Science, and Spooky Science classes will be relocated to the 84th to 207th steps on the endless staircase. The 4th floor corridor has also been barricaded. It is advised that you avoid the 4th floor corridor, and if you were in the 4th floor corridor, trapped because of the barricades we've just put up to contain the 4th floor corridor, then whisper to yourself, "Who's a good boy," over and over again until the warm breath on the back of your neck retreats. A defense squad, aka Mean Girls, will come over and collect your remains after the lockdown has been lifted. It's school picture day next week, so remember to go out there and steal your favorite school picture. Bonus points if you can use it in your research, negative points if the picture goes out of bounds. That's all the announcements for today, so enjoy your time at Maxwell's University for the study of the unnormal. Hi, I'm Jock. The name's not French, it's just wrong. I'm the new intercom speaker and the host of the new Unnormal University Radio. I'm really lucky for this new opportunity. Radio host has been the only job I've had for forever, and I assumed that I would just fail if given any other job. I was a community radio host for 5 years, then I got taken by the Strangemen Association, and was their radio host for an unknown amount of years. And then that whole thing collapsed, and I escaped, and ended up here. I don't really remember how I got here. I was just wandering in the woods for a while, and then I was in a job interview. To be honest, not too different from my last job interview. And you know what? I met Maxwell. Yeah, that Maxwell. The Maxwell. Well, not that Maxwell. Not that one either, nor that one. I mean the Maxwell who runs the fishing department. I mean, it's not the guy who owns the university, but he's pretty cool. But anyway, today I'm going to educate you all on some of the many interesting and historic facts and aspects of the university that you now attend. First of all, did you know that this place was built above an ancient Indian burial ground? And no, I don't mean Native Americans, I mean Indian people. People from India, people born in the country of India, Indian people. No one knows why they traveled across the world to arrive at that empty stretch of land and then threw themselves into the dirt and ground. Maybe the journey left them so starved and tired that all they could do was collapse. Maybe it was the call of the earth beckoning them to grovel in the sod and mud. Or maybe it was the powerful floor siren living in the burial ground that lures people to bury themselves. Researchers here are still divided, despite the fact it was obviously the packet of cheesy whatsits that someone had buried in the ground some couple years ago. Also, a quick side note, the Indian people currently buried in the burial ground beneath the school aren't ancient. They were buried, or they buried themselves, in 2007. The burial ground is actually ancient. So really, if you think about it, Maxwell's University was actually built above just a normal ancient burial ground, but with no bodies, which is still pretty weird. Moving on, did you know that Maxwell's University actually had a smaller branch known as Maxwell's High School for the Unnormal, Maxwell's Middle School for the Unnormal, Maxwell's Preschool for the Unnormal, and Maxwell's Daycare for the Unnormal? Most of these were shut down due to several discrimination lawsuits, due to the fact that a school for the unnormal sounds pretty ableist. And also, many of the children enrolled in it did not have any appropriate identifying paperwork or background. In fact, when the school asked for any identifying documents, Many of the applicants sent 3 sparrow beaks, 1 toilet paper roll with "please" written on every sheet of paper, and the missing tooth of whoever was handling the identity papers. Most of these kids were still accepted. Well, that's enough of the university's dark and embarrassing past, because my new producer, Lydia, is currently glaring at me, so I'm just gonna move on. Now, as I've been informed, most of these episodes will be posted on the university website that doesn't work. So I assume that if you're hearing this after broadcast, then you might be wondering what kind of curriculum we have here. Well, most of the courses we have here at Unnormal Uni are the typical math, science, English, history, PE, egg and spoon races, but we also have some quite unorthodox ones as well. There's anomalous biology, cognitohazards, space raptor training, kickflips, militia training for vampires, and business and economics for vampires. So if that sounds up your alley, come try and apply by dragging your half-starved body to the oldest tree in the woods around your house and scream, "Give me an education!" Or if you want a much harder way to apply, try doing it online at the website that doesn't work. Oh, okay, it appears that I've got some new announcements to read out. Volunteering students needed for some after-school cleanup at 4:30 after the disastrous University Oops All Spiders Carnival. Shocking no one, the big issue with this carnival was the creepy, crawling, 8-legged bears. Any student or staff member with previous experience cleaning up blood, or any student or staff member with hydrochloride instead of blood, are encouraged to participate. The 4th floor corridor has now been removed. All adjoining rooms will just have to deal with that now. The new lycanthropy project has been put on hold as one of the were-stools has escaped into the rest of the campus. So be suspicious of any weird stools you see on a full moon. The university musical, Big Fat Tentacle Monster on a Hot Tin Containment Area, has now been cancelled as its main goal, to round up and identify any potential theater kids, has been successfully completed, and now there is no more reason to continue this ruse. Last call to join the hunting party. All hunters will be allowed to go into the storerooms of the university gymnasium and will be ordered to kill anything that moves. We had to replace the last hunting party after they went into the gymnasium storerooms, were ordered to kill anything that moved, and most of them promptly moved, and were then killed. Okay, last thing in this pile of papers is all the mistakes every student has made in the last week or so. I don't think I'm gonna read this one if it's all fine with you. I'll just keep it over here. In fact... You know, if I can get personal for a minute, I don't think that I should be here. At least, not in this way. Well, to be less vague, I don't think I deserve to be here like this, without that much damage done to me physically or metaphysically. I've had a pretty easy life. Especially when compared to everyone else in this weird world of ghosts and monsters. I've had these jobs and I really like them, but, well, to put it frankly, I was kind of an asshole to everyone around me. I was rude and thoughtless, and I said and did terrible things. I thought that the people around me needed to earn my respect, especially my coworkers. I'm not sure where they are now, but I'm sure that they're fine so far. And despite being a horrible person, I still thrived. I mean, I didn't get everything I wanted, but I still had a lot. But still, even though I had done these bad things, one of my coworkers went out of their way to save me, to make sure I got out of the association along with them. I don't think I even deserved it, to be honest. I'd say they'd more than earned my respect, but no, they should never have needed to prove anything for my respect. And I'm pretty sure that no one else does either. Mostly. Gary still needs to, snot-nosed prick. I'm trying to do better, and I guess that's all I can ask from myself, for now. I think the point where I realized I needed to change was when everyone started agreeing with the monster hunting me. This has been the Unnormal University radio show. Always remember, there's a woman in your classroom who was never meant to be there, so she might be late for a different class. I'll be here for you tomorrow. Good night. Force a habit.
This episode of the Strangemen's No Access Radio was written, edited, and directed by Lachlan Millard. This episode featured Ryder Gavin as Jock Tuckaby. Thanks for listening.